Hey. She has excessive hip and thigh windows, which are sure to send me into a coma. The Wuthering Waves and Cyberpunk Edgerunners collaboration is finally here, and so are their 3D models, which are nothing short of impressive. Kuro Games has successfully adapted these characters into their art style, and has continued to do something that they've been doing from the very beginning, which is taking 2D art of a character and translating it perfectly into 3D with a striking resemblance. Lucy's 3D character model is no exception, and they've done a tremendous job of porting her over into the Wuthering Waves universe. She retains all of her iconic features. She has a kind of unique eye shape and that determined look, and she has this triangular makeup pattern both on the bottom of her eyes and on the side, and a heavy dose of lipstick on the bottom lip. She has relatively short eyebrows that don't go all the way to the end, but rather stop about 60% of the way there. She features an asymmetrical bob cut with a rainbow of different pastel colors, similar with her irises. It's a short and sleek hairstyle, with one of the side bangs going all the way down, and an iconic undercut style, which you can definitely see from the back, and this area on the right side of her face. It's got that nice 60-40 part going on as well, and the front bangs are cropped neatly at her eyelashes. She has a few cybernetic details here on her shoulder area, as well as on the bottom back of her skull, as well as these two small ones right here. And perhaps she's chromed out in other areas that we can't see. Her nails are not manicured, and you can clearly see that her ring finger has this slight bend to it, true to Kuro Games' style of getting the little imperfections of the hand detailed within their models in these tiny areas. Now moving on to her outfit. She has a mostly skin-tight bodysuit with this leotard shape for her top, hugging closely at her chest area and her belly buttons and abs. She has excessive hip and thigh windows, which are sure to send me into a coma, with the belts holding up that lower short section and the device around her left hip. She features a simple white jacket that's cropped around her midsection, and you can clearly see the muscle definition all around her body, plus that insane arch in her back. Man, that's some insane posture she's got going on there. And as you can see on her right arm around her shoulder is her tacit mark. That chest shape and topology is insane, by the way. If there's one thing that doesn't get mentioned enough, it's how Kuro Games' topology around this pectoral area, the shoulder cap, the clavicle, and the shoulder blades are extremely clean and result in a great bridge between stylized and realistic anatomy. And part of this is credited to the fact that they have a higher than usual density when it comes to 3D anime gacha games, allowing them to really carve out those fine details. Note the clean edge flow from under the breast to the armpit. And one thing I'm wondering is if this transparent area is actually in the skin texture if we reassign these verts. Well, there you have it. They are there. It looks like they just hid those areas so that it's easier to work around the clipping when the arm area is animated. Another chromed out area. Again, you can clearly see that little jitter that they have, giving their fingers that beautiful imperfection. And those are some really nicely textured fingernails. Of course, I also love the little references that they made to the show and some to the game as well. Here's that little hand beckoning behind the back. and the in-game Cyberpunk net-running console, though I kind of recall never having this many modules available for my NetHacks. Also, I don't know when they implemented this to the ears, but they are starting to topologize out the little details and folds of the ears rather than just joining them at the center. And I knew they were going to do this one day because they're Kuro games. They always find things to improve. I think any patch now we're going to see ears 2.0. I'm calling it now. But yes, they are slowly starting to flesh out the ears and giving it their iconic drawn-on texture. Here's a quick proportions breakdown. For her somewhat medium build, girl, that back angle is... And one feature of their modeling that never fails to impress is how they synthesize the topology with the texture for the various cuts in her clothing, keeping everything as airtight as they can. Wait, that's actually crazy how that texture lines up like that. Hey. Reading between your lines. My house is in the northeast section where all the villas are, and I am not married. Oh, come on. Come on! Rebecca's model is really good too. Respect. Alright, back to Lucy. Nah, just kidding. Look at these little gremlin hands she's got going on. That's so fun. I really like the way they've detailed her jacket, topology wise. One thing I really liked about her character though that you won't see here is her animations where she has that Jinx-like, you know, Linnea-like, kind of like cartoonish comic effect when they do their attacks. Look at the detail on her twin tail bunches as well. All in all, this is a collab I didn't really expect. Like, it's from two such different franchises, but at the same time, I am not complaining at all. They're great characters, and Kuro Games definitely did them justice by staying true to the original design, yet also giving it their signature 3D model polish, their 2D to 3D translation. All in all, probably one of the best gacha collabs yet. Extremely high effort with care and attention to detail equal to what they put into their own original characters. I can't get over how accurate and hot they made Lucy. Can't wait to see what future collabs and surprises Wuthering Waves will bring if this is the standard that's been set. And if you made it this far, then you are truly the primest of chooms. And I'll see you in the next one. Have yourselves a good night.